Hey friends, today let's talk about how you can win this guy every time you play the Peach Basket game. That's up next. All right, so let's talk about strategies that you can use to win the Peach Basket, or sometimes it's called the Bushel Basket game, every single time that you play. And you can possibly get a gigantic wrestling pepper like the one that I just won at the Kings Island Park that has a Bushel Basket game. So you can find these games again at amusement parks, sometimes at local carnivals. It's a really common game. It's a game where you throw a softball into a basket, and all you've got to do is get the ball to stick or stay in the basket. Now, there's obviously a trick, however, it can't be that easy. And the trick that the carnivals use, or the game uses, is that the basket has a bottom that's kind of spring loaded. So there's a really bouncy surface on the bottom. It'll spring your ball right back out. So if you hit the bottom of that basket with any force at all, it's going to shoot that ball right back out at you. So the goal is to land that ball at the bottom of the basket as softly as possible. Okay, so that's the particulars on how to win. Let's talk about the different rules that sometimes these games have. I've played it a couple different ways. I've played it where you pay something like $5, you get 3 balls, and then every one that you get in, you win a small prize first, and then if you win again, you'll move up to a medium prize, and then if you win 2 more times, you'll win up to the large prize. So you basically have to make several in a row in order to kind of level up your prize and eventually work your way up to the large prize, something like I got when I just won. Now again, the one I just won wasn't set up this way. This one actually was kind of set up as a winner every time. So what happened was you paid $10, you got 15 balls. And if you made it on the first try, you automatically win the big prize. If you get it on the second try, you win the medium prize, and then anything from the third on down, you just win this really small, like bouncy ball kind of thing, basically nothing. So they count it as winner every time, but really you're not winning anything really if you don't get it in the first 2 tries. So now let's talk about the 3 specific techniques that you're going to want to implement in order to win this game every single time that you play. And in all fairness, I probably win it 2 out of 3 times I can get the ball to land correctly. So about 2 out of 3 times I can get it. So it's not every single time. You know, there's a little bit of skill here involved, but 2 out of 3 is pretty good if you're getting prizes like that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about setup. Where are you actually going to stand? Now, this is what typically the Peach Basket game is going to look like. Basket after basket after basket in a row. What you're going to want to do is put your chest on the edge of the basket. You don't want to be standing right in front of the basket. You want to be standing over to the side. Now, if you're right-handed, you're going to be wanting to stand all the way as far over to the right as possible. So put your chest right on the edge, the right edge of that basket. And if you're left-handed, you'll put your chest over to the left edge of the basket. Now, they're going to discourage cross throwing, which basically means standing in front of one basket and then throwing into one that's at an angle. And they do this because this is the way that it makes it easier to win, number one, but also because if there's other people playing next to you, they are going to be throwing into that basket, and you're going to be throwing into their basket, so it just kind of messes everything up. So another thing that we recommend is getting a basket on the end if you can, because then sometimes you can actually scoot a little bit further. So the further out to the side you are, the easier this is going to be, because it's going to open up the target, which we are going to talk about next. So tip number 1 is going to be get over to the side as far as you can, at least to the edge of the basket. But if you can get an end basket and maybe scooch over just a little bit more without getting called out by the worker, do that as well, because again, it's going to open up this target. All right, number 2, let's talk about the target. Where are you going to throw this ball? Now, first, I've watched other videos, I've seen other people talk about this game in particular, the Peach Basket game. I am not a fan of lobbing the ball very, very high and trying to get it to land very softly on the lip and then roll down. That just takes, in my opinion, way too much skill. You're putting a lot of energy into the ball, so again, if it lands too hard at the wrong angle or hits the bottom of that basket, it is going to shoot straight out. So I'm not a big fan of lobbing the ball really high and trying to get it to land softly. I think there's a much better way to do it. So let's talk about where you're throwing the ball. So if you're over to the side and you're over as far as you possibly can without getting called out by the worker, the attendant there, what you're going to do is you're going to aim for a circle that encompasses the edge. So if, let's say you're right-handed and you're on the right, you're going to aim for the left edge or the left inside of the basket. So again, the more you move over, the bigger that target is going to appear. Now, this is a great way to get the ball to kind of hit and then die and just fall right into the bottom of that basket without hitting that spring and ejecting back out. So the target is going to be, again, if you're right-handed, the left edge or side of the basket, inside of the basket, and if you're left-handed, the exact opposite, the right edge or inside of the basket. Okay, and the third thing, unfortunately, is it's actually going to take practice. So just because you're set up correctly and you know your target does not mean you can hit it every time. So you need to practice this, and you're going to probably be investing a little bit of money in the beginning as you kind of dial this in, but you throw 10, 15, maybe 20 balls on one of these games, and you're going to probably be pretty locked in. If you're in your right spot and you're throwing to the target, you're going to be able to hit that target, again, probably at least 50%. I've been playing this game a lot, so I can do it about 2 out of 3 times, which is really, really good. So, but it is going to, you're not going to get this right away. So please don't be discouraged if you don't hit it the first time. If you throw it short and you throw it into the stuffed animals, if you throw it high, if it shoots out because you threw it too hard, you're going to dial it in, but it's going to take a little bit of practice. So give it 10, 15, maybe up to 20 balls before you can really lock this thing in. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Please stay subscribed to this channel. We're doing amusement park reviews, we're doing resort reviews, a lot of other fun type of videos, so please stay subscribed here for more content like this. I hope this was helpful. Good luck next time you're out at your local state fair or up at an amusement park playing this game. All right, take care, everybody.